Hello bicycles, my name is Hazelstee and welcome back to another day in Minecraft without mining. And behind me this looks a bit like a glitched blocks, but in fact it's our quarry that's covered by a massive roof, and this means everything is turned into darkness, and actually is a bit dangerous because all the mobs that can spawn in there. That's why today we will build a mob switch bit out there so we can turn off any hostile mob spawning. I'm here about 24 chunks, a bit more, out in this direction. We have a village nearby and 24 chunks because that's the simulation distance I have set, because we want our mobs switch not loaded when we are at the quarry, but we want to turn it on and off. So that means first order of business is we need to build ourselves a chunk loader, and this is a design that we already used a couple of times. It is not working on 1.21.5, the current newest version, but in this world I'm still on 2004, so no problem there for me. This is the chunk loader, nice and simple, and we can turn this on by flicking this lever. Of course, with us also standing here, it does not make much sense. But how this helps us actually is every time an item goes through the nether portal, the chunk is loaded. So let's bring up the borders. We can see we are here in one chunk, and when this portal is loaded, also the 8 chunks around it are loaded with entity processing, which means in those chunks we could do redstones and so on. But the chunks further out, and only the ring right outside this 3x3 are lazy loaded, so that's where we will place our mobs. And for mobs we will use villager, the zombified kind version, because if we trade with them we have an easy way for them to stick around, and getting them zombified should not be a big hassle. We have done all the steps previously already, so let's just iterate through them. This is the holding chamber where we will eventually have 70 zombified villagers, and we need this guy here to do the conversion. So what we are missing here on this side is actually a mechanic to get the villagers in, lock in their trades, and then we also need a villager breeder attached there, so we can get those 70 villagers that we need. So I think I will add another piece and have another look after that. This setup is something that I copied from Logical Geek Boy, And the way this works is here we have a station with a fletcher table where we can trade with our village here in this minecart. Once we have traded, we send them off. They get injected in here in the water stream, washed down where they encounter the zombie, and we hopefully get the next villager up here. And what we need to add here now is basically the holding chamber for the villagers to grow up, and then further back a village breeder. And this is basically the exactly same thing that I already have in my base, so no need to spend too much thought about it. I completed the rest of the contraption here with a field of carrots for 2 farmers that will then breed, and the babies get washed over there into that holding cell where we will wait for them to grow up, and then we can pick them up one by one and trade with them. Here on this side I have a bit of a rail going because we of course need 2 villagers, so I am hoping that this contraption here works, so hopefully it will pop into a minecart. No. Okay. We can also do this a different way by basically using pistons to push the boat up. I think maybe that's the easier approach. Yes, this is definitely easier. All I have to be care of is to not make them suffocate in the block there at the top. And once we have the first one up, I can deconstruct the whole pillar, and we can have a second one going up there. I think that's the right height, so let me move that one in and then grab a second one, and then our farm should be up and running. I have been running this breeder for a few days, Minecraft days that is, so we have quite a few villages in there. I guess it's around 35 to 40, so not the total amount that we need. And I have been already starting here in blocking some of the trades, sending the villages on, and luckily with this setup we can keep track of how many villagers we already have converted, so even if we run out of villages in here, we can just breed some more and then pick up where we have left off. So I think that will take a while to get done, and then we probably also need more villages to be bred, but once we have our 70 zombified villages in there, we can actually see if this concept is working as intended. In the meantime, I have 74 zombified villagers, so that should be enough to fill the mod cap. And if we have a look around here, we cannot see any other mobs, hostile mobs, lurking around. So if that also holds true if we start up the chunk loader and check other places in our world, then we have a winning design here, and all that remains to do is clean up here a bit, because all these villagers we don't need to have here, because they are also loaded and they contribute to lag. But once we have certified that it is working, we can scrap all this, save the box that we have done there. Landing over here on this platform without any mobs on it, that hints at great success. So let's also have a look underneath if we can spot any hostile mobs that have spawned on here on our machine, and there is not a single one. So I call this great success for today. So I think I will go clean up the mess we made with the villager farm, and I will see you next time when we make some more progress. Until then, goodbye!